Warning, this podcast contains themes of extreme violence and murder. Subject matter may be offensive to some listeners. Discretion advised.
Welcome to another episode of Evil Transgression, your homicide headquarters here in podcasting. I'm Josh, and with me as always, Dustin and Rex.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
In opposite orders, that was Rex and then Dustin.
Yes.
Thanks for clarifying.
I had to hear that
every week.
It was brought up to me.
By whom?
By Dustin.
By a listener.
Uh-oh.
Really?
You say Dustin and Rex, but Rex talks first. Like, do you want me to start saying Rex and Dustin?
Or I can just start saying, hey.
Or we can just be silent. It's like Dustin and Rex.
And then just continue on.
That's a good idea.
Let's try it.
If we're going to do...
Hold on before you do that.
No.
Let me get this out of the way.
This has been on his mind, folks. We're gonna turn it over. Mm-hmm. You have the floor.
All right. So you can get on Podbean and you can become a patron. And when you do, you'll get early access to our shows.
Now, when you say early,
I mean, they'll come out on Mondays instead of Wednesdays. But if you don't want to, you can still listen on Wednesdays.
And then explain that there's two different ones. So you got Patron and Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon is on Podbean. Patreon is patreon.com/eviltransgression.
Right, which is what we had been using.
Yes.
So we'll still use it.
Yes.
We just tried to make it a little easier for our listeners on Podbean to become a patron.
Yep. So you can join either two. And you'll get early access
to
the episodes.
Dustin will send you virtual kisses.
Virtual. I would give you real ones, but COVID.
Oh,
virtual tongue lashings.
That and your STDs. So.
Well, there's always that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there is always that.
So yeah, join if you want. If not, no hard feelings. But Josh,
there is hard feelings.
There's not. What do you have?
What do I have?
Who is yours?
This episode is sponsored by the Patreon of Natasha.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.
One of the original members of the Evil Mob.
Yes, she was.
True.
Yeah, from day one.
We appreciate you.
We do. We appreciate all of you. But today, we really appreciate Natasha.
Yes.
Yep.
And today is a special episode because it is a first-timer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And what I mean by that...
Rex is going to tell the episode.
No. Pass.
It is the first time on this podcast that we will do an unsolved case.
Ooh.
Yes. And
interesting.
It's a case... from our neck of the woods.
Columbus?
Sure is.
Nice.
So I hope everyone is ready.
Oh, I am.
We're gonna solve this.
We are gonna solve it.
We're gonna solve this case.
Let's do it.
It is a cold case from many long times ago.
Many long times ago.
So buckle up, Evil Mob, as we discuss the murder of Robin Durrer. Robin Marie Durrer was born on October 23rd, 1963 in Ohio to mother Rachel and father Ronald Durrer. Born prematurely, Robin was always small in stature. Her mother, Rachel, blamed the premature birth of her daughter on the chemicals she was around while she worked in a charcoal factory laboratory.
Or she smoked cigarettes.
Well, either way, that's what she blamed it on. But hey, got to give it up for, we're talking 1963, and this woman is working in a charcoal factory, although it was the laboratory.
That had to be a little rough.
I've never actually heard of a charcoal factory.
No, me neither.
It's good to know they're out there.
I thought it was just pulled out of the ground.
No.
Apparently not.
Pulled out of the ground and we throw it in a bag and mark it.
Yeah. For the grills.
Robin grew up in central Ohio with her mother and father, an older sister, and a younger brother. Now, Robin suffered from a mental development disability that, although she was eventually a 19-year-old woman, she had the mental capacity of a child. Robin's sister, Rhonda, said although her sister had a development disability, that Robin wasn't stupid, she just wanted everyone to like her. Robin was a very friendly young woman who, quote, never met a stranger and always spoke to those she met. She's one of those, I'm going to talk to you whether I know you or not. You ever been in line at a store or something and you get one of those people?
Just start talking to you?
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
She's one of those. Not a bad thing.
Nothing
No.
wrong with that.
Sometimes it's a little awkward, though.
It is. It is.
But basically, she just wanted everyone to like her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what her sister's saying. Now, the neighborhood remembered Robin Durrer as a young woman who would stop her bike to spend plenty of time chatting. It's basically, if they were outside doing yard work or something and she's strolling by on her bike, she's stopping and chatting. So she is a very, very friendly young woman.
My neighbors don't even look at me.
Do you blame them?
Well, no, but they just keep on going. Just walk by.
Just keep on keeping on. Do
Yeah,
you even
Keep
know your
on
neighbors?
keeping on.
Like two of them.
That's not
I
bad.
don't really know them.
My one neighbor is amazing. Like the first night we were there in our new house, she brought over. It was like in the movies. She brought over a plate of cookies. Like, oh, I wanted to welcome you to the neighborhood. I was like, these are either poisoned or this is the greatest day of my life.
We didn't have nothing like that, but somebody decided to put a balloon on our mailbox that said "Stay positive." And I don't know if it's because of all the problems we had when we moved in, but Stacy went outside and popped it with a needle, and all the needles saw, or all the neighbors saw it, so it was funny.
Now they won't talk to you.
Yeah, they stay away.
They're like, God, we're not talking to those people. Jerks. So the neighborhood, knows who this young girl is. Robin liked to sneak out of her home in the middle of the night to dig for worms that she would sell to earn spending money.
Nothing wrong with that. Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Now, I'm just trying to give you basically an idea of the fact that she's 19 years old, but she is basically just a grown child.
Yeah.
Robin got along well with her older sister, Rhonda, who enjoyed dancing with her in the living room and actually roller skating with her in the basement. Again, just giving you an idea of her mentality and her behavior. So at 19 years old, Robin, although she was a senior at Hamilton Township High School, we've all heard of that, the Rangers, home of the Rangers.
Yep.
She is really, again, like I said, just a child. On September 9th, 1981, Robin sat down to dinner with her family at around 4 o'clock in the evening. After dinner, Robin's mother left the home to attend a tax preparation class, and her father left to do home visitation for members of their church, the Roar Road Baptist Church. Robin Durrer was left to babysit her 5-year-old brother at the time. But after a short while, Robin took her brother over to a neighbor and headed to the B&C Market. The B&C Market was a small corner store less than a half a mile away from the Durrer home. I don't want to judge anybody's lifestyles or decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But if she has a mental development issue and has the mind of a child, I understand she's 19, but why are you leaving a 5-year-old boy with her?
Right.
Yeah.
Again, maybe they know a lot more than we know. I assume they would, but...
Well, didn't she drop him off somewhere else?
She did. She took him over to a neighbor's house. And then she decided to go to this market. Well, again, like I said, a half a mile away from her house. So she's not far.
Yeah.
Robin walked into the B&C market around 7:30 p.m., where several witnesses watched her buy a soda and a candy bar. Robin spoke to a few of the people she recognized in the store, and she was witnessed walking out and getting back on her bike. It was a short visit to the store, and witness later confirmed seeing Robin on her bike near the railroad tracks by the store. When Robin's parents returned home, they found their 5-year-old son at the neighbor's house, but Robin was nowhere to be found. Panic set in, and when Robin failed to return, the police were contacted just after 10:30 p.m. So basically, they get home, and dad looks for her, trying to find out where she's at. It's not like her to just disappear. They call the cops. So Robin has basically been missing for a little over 3 hours at this point. When Robin was younger, she had told her mother, Rachel, she was running away and had packed a bag and left the house. She hadn't gone far that time because when her father, Ronald Durrer, had pulled into the driveway a short time later, an 8-year-old Robin Durrer sat on a boulder in the front yard of their home. She told her father that she hadn't decided where she was going, so she went back into the house. That was her previous experience of running away. This time was different. Robin wasn't in the front yard sitting on the boulder trying to decide where to go.
Right.
The next day, on September 10th, 1981, Ronald Durrer set out to look for his daughter. After searching all day, he eventually ended up by the railroad tracks next to a wooded area a mere 300 yards from the back door to the family's home around 8 p.m. There, he found Robin's bike leaned up against a tree. Her lifeless body was found in the tall weeds. She had been raped and beaten to death.
Wow.
The murder weapon is believed to be a large piece of wood found close to her body. So, you've searched all this area, and she ended up being dead 300 yards from the back door.
That's crazy.
Authorities believe that Robin had left her bike against the tree and gone into those woods voluntarily with whoever had killed her. Robin's family knew that she was a defiant and very independent person who wasn't afraid of anything. They believed there were a few ways someone could have lured her into those woods that night. She could have been lured into the woods by someone claiming to be looking for a lost pet. Robin loved animals, and her family thought she would surely help look for the pet if that's what she was told. Another theory was that someone had lured her into the woods by offering her a cigarette. Robin had recently begun sneaking off to smoke. Either way, the detectives of the case believed that whoever had killed her had taken advantage of the fact that Robin was always friendly with anyone she met, which is tragic.
And clearly it was probably somebody she knew.
I mean, it could have...
Or somebody that knew her.
Yeah.
Right.
For that matter. I mean...
And that's exactly where my mind goes to with it, is... If you were trying to lure a 19-year-old into the woods, most 19-year-olds don't have, a child's mental capabilities like Robin. And when they're like, hey, come into these woods, these dark woods, most of them are like, hey, not happening. See you later, bud.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. It almost has to be someone that either knows her or knows her and she knows them.
Yeah.
Because you have to know she's going to go in.
Yeah.
If that's your intentions.
I mean, even with that mindset, I don't see her going into the woods at dark.
Yeah.
If she don't, know the person.
Right.
Just
And
my
again,
opinion.
she's only 300 yards from her house. She's in her backyard, basically.
Right.
And she had set her bike up against the tree, so that, it wasn't like somebody snatched her off her bike and pulled her in there.
Right.
Mhm.
She had parked her bike and walked into this little wooded area.
Nobody heard anything?
Well, the detective's first suspect was a delivery man who had worked for the B&C market that Robin had gone to the night of her disappearance. The man was much older and was actually married, but rumors were that he had a thing for Robin or that she had a crush on him, and he basically took advantage of it. So that's their first suspect. But that's all they had to go on, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, we're back in time here. We don't have a whole lot of the forensics that we have today. But years later, the man submitted a DNA sample which cleared him as a suspect. The detectives looked into a homeless man who stayed in the area and a couple of teenagers who had also been at the B&C market that night who were causing problems the same night that Robin disappeared. Those three, the two teenagers and the homeless man, pointed the finger at Robin's father, Ronald, after they were cleared because he had been the one who had actually found the girl's body. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, if Ronald Durrer didn't kill his daughter, you're being accused by three people that don't even know you.
Right.
And it has to be tragic anyways, what you're going through, losing a child, and then somebody blaming you for
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So my thing is, there's no, they're not taking DNA to this day.
Well, they are. Ronald Durrer was eventually cleared as well, and the case went cold.
I mean, did they take DNA from
Yes.
back in when this happened?
Yes. She was raped and beaten. There was fingerprints and there was DNA, but they really can't, make it any match.
I mean, this is just my opinion, but if you go raping, killing somebody back then, odds are you don't quit doing either of the two. You know what I mean? You don't just stop.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this dude, whoever did this has to be in, some system.
Yeah, but maybe it was a one-time thing. Because they've run it through the system.
Nothing.
Nothing. And this is where it gets really sad. I mean, don't get me wrong, this whole situation is absolutely horrible. But when Robin's autopsy report came in, the family learned something even worse. Robin had been complaining of backaches a short time before she was killed. During the autopsy, a tumor was found on her right kidney.
Oh, wow.
The tumor was cancer and had metastasized. This enraged Robin's mother, Rachel, who said, quote, "I want to say to the person who killed her, you son of a bitch, you killed her for nothing. She would have died anyway." End quote.
Wow.
Well, that's a little rough.
That's extremely rough.
I mean, just because it metastasized doesn't mean she was going to die.
Well, that's the heartache of a mother scorned.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is tragic.
It's awful.
More tragic is Rachel Durrer passed in 2014 without ever having closure of her daughter's death.
Mm.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Ronald Durrer still has hope that one day his daughter will get justice because Ronald's still around. And DNA evidence recovered at the crime scene is still on file with the Columbus Police Department. That DNA has been run through the database several times, but no match has ever been made.
Now, I wonder when the last time it was ran.
I'm sure they do it periodically, but it's probably not everyday thing.
Right, but I'm saying, is it once a year, once every 5 years, once every 10 years? Like, I don't know how that works.
Nor do I. We should find out.
We should. Because we encourage Columbus Police to run this.
Yes.
And our listeners should too.
You should tweet at Columbus Police.
They have a tweeter?
They have I don't know, they have a Facebook. Get on Facebook, tell them to run this.
I'm pretty sure they have a tweeter.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, if they have a tweeter, then tweet them too.
You can twit them. You can twit their tweeter.
Twitters and twatters and...
In fact, anyone with additional information or questions regarding this case should contact the Ohio's Attorney General's office. And I've got that number.
Tell us.
855-224-6446.
Good job.
I think we should get this case solved.
I think we should
It needs
too.
to be.
It does. We should bring whoever did this
To justice.
to justice. And we should give them the old lethal injection.
Oof.
Bastards.
Oh, yeah.
We should have them on the show before we do that.
No,
Yeah.
they don't deserve our time.
Well, we're just going to be like, we're the reason you got caught.
Oh, man.
And we've always wanted to do a death row interview.
Yeah.
It'd be right here in our backyard.
Perfect.
No pun intended. That's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
But that would be cool to solve this.
Yeah.
It would. It would. So like Josh said, if you have any information, let them know.
Again, Ohio Attorney's General Office, 855-224-6446. Let's get justice for Robin.
And Ronald.
Yeah, Ronald's still here. Rhonda's still here.
Yeah.
And the brother, I'm not sure of the brother's name, but sure he's still here.
Yeah.
Just get justice. That would be an awesome Thanksgiving / Christmas gift.
It would.
I don't think you get gifts for Thanksgiving, but
That pumpkin pie.
Oh, yeah.
which reminds me, I mean, this, and we'll get back to this the story in a second, but with the Thanksgiving, please tell me you guys saw where Gavin Newsom, who I think is probably one of the biggest turds on the earth,
Oh, for sure.
put out his recommendations for how people are supposed to deal with Thanksgiving during the pandemic.
Uh-huh.
And he made the recommendation of no singing.
What?
Yes.
Did you see it?
Yes.
Like, who gets together on Thanksgiving to sing? No singing Thanksgiving carols.
What an idiot.
Turkey leg, turkey leg.
California. There you go again.
But we're not in California this time. We're in Ohio, and we need you to help us solve this murder.
And so that store was on what side of town?
It was,
Off Aurora Road.
no, it was,
That was the church.
Rath Mill Road.
Trying to is that Groveport area?
Yes. I thought you said it was Aurora Road.
That was the church.
Oh.
He completely ignored me when I said that 10 seconds ago.
My bad.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. But that is the unsolved murder of Robin Durrer.
And it doesn't have to be unsolved.
It doesn't.
You guys can let us know. Or not us, but the Attorney General. Don't let us know.
Let us know if you solve it.
Yeah, let us know if it gets solved.
Yeah.
But if you have important information, don't tell Josh because
Why?
he'll like try to tell him like, hey, I have information in this case if you give me money. And we're not in the business for that.
That is not true.
Wow.
That is not how this works.
Oh, good story, my dude.
Yes.
It was.
Sad.
It's tough to do an unsolved one because we
It is.
all like the resolution of, these people getting justice, and which is basically what we're hoping happens. I mean, plenty of podcasts do unsolved ones, unsolved cases,
Yeah.
and try to get theirs solved. Ours is just important because it's our neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that not a lot of people know about.
I'd
So we're
never
going to
heard
try and
of
get the
Yeah,
word
me
out.
either.
I was combing through the unsolved cases. This one struck a chord. Let's knock it out.
Let's do it.
Hopefully, the Columbus Police Department or whoever is supposed to do the DNA through the database every so often will do it, and we will get a match. That would be sweet.
It would be.
Yes.
All right.
Cool.
So what do you got for me?
Go ahead, Rex.
If you would get onto Apple, rate, review. 5 stars always helps. If you haven't yet, go to our Facebook page, give us a like. Any comments, ideas, you can email us at eviltransgression@gmail.com. Go for it, Dustin.
You can join our Patreon on Podbean, or you can join Patreon, patreon.com/eviltransgression.
That's fantastic.
Early episodes. We might even send you something cool. Actually, we will if you join the $5 tier. You get something cool, so.
We're going to come up with a gold tier shortly,
Yep,
and it's going to be rad too.
it is. We got a $3 and a $5 tier. $3 tier is early access and shout out. $5 tier is some sweet merch, early access, and a shout out. So
Good
Yeah,
deal.
join whichever one you want. You get early access to either one of them.
And we're still young. We're still babies in this game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So we appreciate all of you who have joined the Patreon so far. And we encourage you guys to join our Patreon or Patreon if you have not.
I wonder how many people get confused with those two.
Well, the good news is if you do listen to us on Podbean, there's a button right there on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure on one of them it'll say become a patron. There's one button, and then if you're listening to an episode, there's like a money bag that says reward, where you click on that and you can join it to get the rewards.
Nice.
So it's easy if you are a Podbean listener.
Right.
If you're not a Podbean listener, all you have to do is either click the links in our description to go to our Patreon and sign up there.
Good deal.
Simple.
It is simple.
That was an amazing lisp.
Sweet.
Sweet Dustin.
All right. Well,
All right, Evil Mob. Everybody's good?
yep.
Yeah, I am.
Good. I'm good. You're good.
We're done.
We're
All
all
good.
good. You sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Fantastic. Thank you for listening again. And next week, we have I'm going to go ahead and put it out there, and it's going to make you mad. We got a good one next week. It is,
No way.
yeah. Yeah, it's a good one.
Haven't heard that before.
Just be ready, is all I can say.
Oh, I'm ready.
I'll be here.
So be ready next week, Evil Mom. And until then,
See ya.
See ya.
peace.